quorum, I'm gonna suggest that we get started because we do have a couple people that have to leave early or on time. So why don't we get started? Is this a hybrid meeting?
No.
So we don't have to read the governor's proclamation.
You can.
So, first order, I'll call the meeting to order. First order of business will be acknowledgement of public participation. If those, the public is welcome to send comments in at the close of the meeting. We need to approve the previous minutes. Anybody want any comments on the previous minutes that were sent out? Anybody want to make a recommendation and a motion to approve the previous minutes?
Motion to approve.
Second. We'll take a roll call.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Yes? Jeff?
Yes.
Yes.
It is a 5-0-0. Next, Walpole School Project update. I'll turn that over to Tape and/or
Yep, I can take it.
Vertex.
So just reporting back on the bidding process. So we went out to bid for the high school project on July 17th after our last permanent building committee meeting. The filed subcontractor bids came in on August 15th, and the general contractor bids came in on August 29th. So we had pre-qualified 5 GCs for this project. Initially, there was 10 that submitted, but 5 were pre-qualified. So of those 5, we received 3 bids. So Agostini Construction, Colantonio, Commodore, and then J&J Contractors did not submit a number, and Lee Kennedy did not submit a number. So Agostini was the lowest bid. The base bid was $27,249,700. And just a reminder, our target budget that we'd been working to stay ahead of was $29,269,065. So we came in under the construction target budget. Alternate 1 came in at $714,830. That was for the new Plimpton parking lot. Alternate 2 was for the add trees and shrubs and plantings. That came in at $58,669. And alternate 3 for the driveway extension came in at $800,633. So with all 3 of the bid alternates, we came in at $28,823,832, which was $445,000 under our target budget. So we did really well on bid day.
Well done. Good job, Tape. Well done.
Thank you.
Kate, just a couple of things. One is, I saw that there was an email around that one of the GCs that had not submitted a bid was protesting. Did anything come of that?
CTA, was it CTA?
No, it was Griffin.
Well, we had
Griffin.
two, CTA made a little noise at the beginning of the project after they were not pre-qualified. That has gone away, and we have not heard anything back from CTA since mid-August. And then we have a protest with Griffin Electric on the subparagraph E with Systems Contracting, who was the lowest file subbid. So there is a date right now set for September 24th at 11 o'clock for a bid protest at the AG's office.
Wow.
The difference between the 2 bidders, electrical is about $30,000 as stated in Jim's note. So it's not, typically sometimes these have a big swing and we're looking at a huge cost exposure, but right now it's to me, it's a minor.
What's their basis of
So it's
complaint?
minor and it's not going to affect our process as far as you know.
No, it should not affect our process.
We're carrying an extra 30 grand in the number I just gave to you, just in case, so.
What's their?
So it's part of their bid forms, it's called subparagraph E, so they have to list the file subbidder, then a sub-subbidder, and then who they're gonna carry to do additional work. Now this is like a sub-subbidder that they didn't list, and this company is doing like 1 day of work, 2 guys,
Oh, I see.
it's with the sub bidders protest, that they didn't list the 3rd sub on the bid form.
How would they know that?
They are able to see other bids.
And they did a public records request for us too. Yeah.
Because if it wasn't listed, how would they even know that these people were sort of involved?
They're experts.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
And one other quick thing, and I don't know if there's anything to this, Agostini was quite a bit lower than the other two, but they were higher on all three of the alternatives. Can we read anything into that at all? Is it just the luck of the draw?
Yeah, so sometimes they will play some games with the alternates depending on where they think the number is, and sometimes they bring the alternates high versus low, so right now it's, we can't read much into it at this point.
I mean, they're in the same ballpark on 1 and 2, but 3, it's more than twice.
Kind of
Yeah.
stuck with it.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, have we worked with Agostini before?
I have, we've worked with them on a project in Millis, a school that was, went well. So we didn't have any major problems or issues. That was actually a project with a different team from Compass, but both of our firms have worked together on a recent project, so.
Right.
All right. Kate, back to you.
So, Jim, did you want to touch base on the memo that you?
So just the memo that I handed out just before the meeting started, just kind of outlines the project costs, everything we talked to, and the funding sources. So Select Board, Finance Committee, Capital Budget, School Committee, and your committee each got a copy of that back on September 3rd. Finance Committee is set to vote. This is going to be Article 12 at the Fall Town Meeting. We only have 12 articles, so it's going to be the last one on town meeting. And we're just about ready to go. I expect they'll take it up for consideration on Thursday night. And if all goes according to plan, the Select Board will be able to award the contract on October 22nd, the day after town meeting.
Great.
Questions?
All right. Hearing no questions, we'll move on to the vendor invoice package. So we actually have 3 packages since we have not met all summer. So the June package was for $191,207, and it's just the standard invoices from Vertex and Tape. The July package is $195,451.78. Again, standard invoices, we have our estimates in here, and just Vertex Tape. And then the August invoice, I just got the vendor invoice package today, so I was happy we could put this in. It's for $175,438.70, and this is Vertex invoices, Tape invoices. And then Fitzmyer and Tachi, if you remember, we brought them on board for commissioning design, so they took a look at the design submission and added a section in the specification that went out to the filed sub-bids and the bidders. And then Foley and Buell did a third-party structural review on the addition per the requirements of the building commissioner. So I think we need a vote to approve the June, July, and August invoice packages as presented.
Are we voting individually each month, or it doesn't
I
matter?
think you can vote them all together.
All right, make a motion to vote $191,207.90 for June, $195,451 spot 78 for July, and $175,438 spot 70 for August.
Have a second?
Second.
Going around, all those in favor?
Yes.
Richard? Yes, Jeff?
Yep.
You know,
Yes.
500.
Other business, I did just touching base, I know this came up before, but in terms of community outreach, we don't have anything planned from our side. And I'm not sure if the school committee is planning on doing some community outreach, and
We
what
are
the schedule
on the
is.
last Thursday in September. We're looking at narrowing down a time.
Okay.
It'll either be 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, but I think we were looking at the 7 o'clock time. So we may need, I believe, someone from Tape or Vertex, just to answer questions. School committee will be doing the presentation.
Like at the high school in the auditorium type deal, or?
I think we're gonna do it in school committee room, because then after we finish that, then we have to have a school committee meeting, because that's a regular slated school, or we'll do the school committee meeting before, and then we'll have that. So we have 2 meetings. So it's just more looking at, the why, not getting into too many nuts and bolts, but the programming and looking at the educational aspects of it. And Stephen and Bush will be there as well to talk to it too. But we'll be here on Thursday as well, next Thursday. You guys are doing yours.
What day was that?
Yeah, they're in.
It's the
26th.
last Thursday in September. Is it the 26th? So we'll reach out to you, Chris, as soon as it's, I believe, Bill's just sending an email to confirm the time. Bill Buckley.
Is it going out, who's it targeted towards, like the whole community?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
Mary will send it out like Monday the latest, with the flyers ready to go.
okay. Because I'm thinking back to when we did Bird Middle School, and we did it in the cafetorium there.
But I think
I don't think
we're
we could
doing a
fit that kind of
presentation
crowd
at
over there.
Finance, doing it at next Thursday, right?
It's in 2 days.
In 2 days, sorry, this Thursday. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay.
We'll get that.
Any other new business?
It'll be on TV as well, so we weren't thinking we were necessarily going to have as big of a crowd as at the middle school, so.
And Jeff, we'll allow people to, if they have questions beforehand, submit them. So, and then Chris and I did a great FAQ. It's really comprehensive, so we're just looking that over, and then we're gonna get that out, and then also get it on the website. So it'll be a nice FAQ.
And that's all we have on the agenda.
Okay, I had one thing I wanted to bring up. I know over the next probably 4 to 6 weeks, the focus is going to be to getting us to fall town meeting, getting the approval at fall town meeting and such like that. After that, let's assume that we do get the approval, okay? It's going to be some, what is it, 5 months before we actually start digging dirt and starting to do construction, right?
But, no, it's supposed to start in November.
It's gonna start pretty quick.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, the goal is we get as Jim said, the notice to proceed, letter of intent on the 22nd of October. We will give them the notice to proceed, and the goal is to start the parking lot behind the concession stand within 2 to 3 weeks after notice proceed. So mid-November, we are looking to get that parking lot done and binded at least, so we can start the field house.
No, they're aware
Those
of that.
parking spots that we're gonna lose, they'll have more parking now with the high school, with the new parking lot. That's the current plan right now.
Okay, so you're basically going to start the site work very quickly after the approval from town meeting?
Yes.
Okay. My question is, as a result of the bidding process, the questions that have come in and so forth like that, is there any significant issues that have to be resolved before they can actually get into construction on a real go-ahead basis? There's always little things. And
Also, you need to get the building permit submitted, approved.
Yeah, we got conservation, building permit goes in, we've gotten fire department and structural peer review done. I don't think there's any big regulatory hurdles. Questions that came in from bidders were all addressed via addenda, and there weren't any big fundamental, like, systemic changes to the drawings, and I think the bids they came out showing some aggressive sharpened pencils on the bids, and I think that's when we were getting all the questions, I mean, I can't remember how many we had, but hundreds of questions.
Yeah.
It wasn't surprising to me in the bidding market that we're in, and also like a low bid GC project, they were really fighting for this project, and their numbers showed it. Like they came in not a huge spread, and they were sharp. So I think the questions were good questions, but not necessarily scope questions, and there was a bunch of them to get clarity. So I think they just wanted to not have any questions on their bids, and that's where we got, so.
Saw the hundreds of questions.
Yeah,
that we had.
yeah, it was busy.
Did a really good job of putting the answers together and updating the package. Well, no, what I'm kind of getting at, the hidden message is, if there's significant things that have to be taken care of that were, for want of a better word, holes, it's always easier to take care of them earlier rather than
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, if, as a result of the discussions with the bidders and the questions that came in, if you see something that needs to be taken care of, not, then it would be better to be taken care of now, earlier, rather than later.
Yep, agreed, yeah. And I don't think we have anything like that right now. The only thing I can think of is something, anything to do with electrical, and we're monitoring that pretty closely. And by that, I mean like panels or the actual service from Eversource, and so those are the only two things that I would anticipate, but I don't think there's any big holes at the moment, so.
Will they submit like a logistics plan? I mean, school's gonna be in session, cars are coming every day, school buses are coming every day.
Yep, we'll have to, in one of our kickoff meetings, that'll be discussed highly on the top of the agenda, so.
Right, and, you know, obviously, they're gonna be doing some work on the site, so there's gonna be equipment on the site, there's gonna be people on the site. It's gonna be important to kind of understand how all of that functions together and folks don't get in each other's way.
Yes, that's the idea, yes. Separate the park and the kids in the construction zones, but there will be some stuff that's obviously disruptions to the school, and we'll have to work with the school, whoever that our liaison is for from the high school, will work with that, and we'll have on-site presence also.
When will your first meeting be? Shortly after you award the project, I guess?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, we can't do too much legwork before the project is approved.
And
So.
that's understandable.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
So FinCom Thursday,
FinCom Thursday.
Select Board?
I'm mentioning at the select board tonight. Select board's aware of it, so.
No, the
still
the actual award of the contract is through the select board, right?
Yes, they're the awarding authority, yeah.
Beside the community outreach, between now and fall town meeting, would you see anything that this committee could do to help the process to get through fall town meeting?
I think, I was thinking that you may be called upon at town meeting to, generally, with a new moderator, I have to talk to Jim about it, what he's thinking, but generally, on a capital item, they'll go to Capital Budget Committee, did you discuss this? Do you have a report on it? So Jack, you may want to have something prepared saying, yes, we've been working on this for some time. Here's the groundwork we've laid. This is, this fits within the budget that's, we have set and that's laid out in front of you. So that's really it, though. So.
So we don't have a meeting scheduled then?
Not yet. I'm gonna be looking at the other meetings that are going on in town and put some stuff on the calendar. I'll pencil in some dates and I'll work.
Well, given that,
Do we need anything between now and town?
I don't know what the date of
meeting?
town
I
meeting
don't
is. I know
think
it's.
21st, October 21st.
October 21st. And if we're gonna break ground on the site work on October 22nd, I would suspect.
November.
I say mid-November we'll actually break ground.
Sorry,
No,
November.
we just have to coordinate with the vendor because it's Weymouth, they're playing Weymouth at home this year. We'll just have to make sure that, that area is good, okay, safe and everything.
I would suggest sometime towards the end of October, after fall town meeting, but before Halloween. We get together and make sure that everything's lined up for groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Anybody have anything else? This may be the fastest time.
Very exciting.
We'll make practice.
You've been taking notes from the middle school meeting.
It could have been done 5 minutes ago. You prolonged it.
Well, I'm sorry.
Geez, Jeff.
I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye,
Thanks
aye.
all.
Thank you.